The Minecraft official cookbook. Let's do this. I love the look of this book. I think it looks really, really cool. So let's pick our meals for the day. Grab a drink, get in the mood. And I love that it's official, because a lot of the times these are not official cookbooks. This one, the game actually wanted to get this made. And here's all the recipes. Come on, immediately I'm there. For the first recipe, I only had one option really, the inventory bread. And for those of you who want to follow these recipes at home, here it is. These are both the pages for the recipe. Let's get started. Let's craft the ingredients. In my head, I'm imagining the crafting squares and I'm putting ingredients in there. This yields 32 blocks. I don't know what that means. First of all, we need to activate the active dry yeast, and specifically we need 2 1/4 teaspoons. Wait a second, one packet is exactly 2 1/4 teaspoons. I love this book. I love when they anticipate problems. So here we got the yeast. I don't know why I'm showing it to you. Did you know yeast is a living organism? You know what? I didn't want to know that. The yeast goes in, and to this we're gonna add the hot water, which is exactly 1.5 cups of warm water, which I have in the microwave. Let me test if it's warm. That's pretty good. And this is going to activate. I don't know. It's been around 10 minutes, so we're gonna add the rest of the ingredients. It smells like a bakery in here. We need 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour. 1, 2, ooh, this was very packed. And 3 cups of all-purpose flour. And this is 1/2 cup. So I'm gonna get the butter out of the microwave. This is 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Mix for 5 minutes or until a sticky dough forms. So we're gonna attach this onto here. Why is this so difficult? And this is the dough attachment. We mix on low. How about a little bit faster? So it's kind of stuck together now. So I'm gonna lower this. We're gonna do 5 full minutes, and then I'll show you what it looks like. And that's been 5 minutes, and I just want to say, my KitchenAid was dancing everywhere, but somehow we got a dough. When this was shaking, my brain was playing Roman Holiday by Nicki Minaj. We got our dough, and that's all that matters. What is wrong with these machines? And that is our dough, which actually, I was gonna show you what it looks like, but you get the idea. Step number 3, move the dough into a large oiled bowl and cover with a damp towel. I'm just gonna add some oil to it and you'll be fine. Okay? It's like I'm stuck to it. Help me. So we're gonna add the olive oil generously, I think. Oh my God, this is stuck to my gloves. Then we're gonna add this onto here. Okay, that was too much olive oil. Let me get this out. And we're gonna cover it. Cover the dough with a damp towel. Can it be kitchen roll? Why not? I'm doing it. So this is just a kitchen towel. We're gonna put this away for 1 hour. The reason why this looks so satisfying, it's because it kind of reminds you of the different materials on Minecraft. So on here, they actually explain how you can achieve them. For example, the poppy seeds, which is this one on here, it's supposed to be the coal ore. Lava is marinara sauce. That makes perfect sense. The sand is sesame seeds. The red sand is paprika. We're gonna use this guide and create different materials in Minecraft. We can get started on other future steps. To make sure this is going to come out square from the oven, I'm gonna use one of these. It's literally perfect for this video. It's a square pan. I bought it ages ago. I have never used it. When I see an opportunity, I take it. We've got shredded mozzarella. Let's do poppy seeds on this one. This one is supposed to be crushed garlic, but I'm actually using garlic powder because it'll be fine. Can't get every single one of them right, you know? At this point, I don't know what this one is supposed to be, and I don't really care. We've got some rosemary for this one. This one is supposed to be grass. So rosemary in here. Oh man, I don't need all that much. Wait. I might make roast chicken one of these days. One more is Parmesan cheese. We also got some cheddar. This is oak wood, because it's like 3 different shades of yellow. They are doing 3D chess here. Sesame seeds. These were supposed to be black and white sesame seeds. Maybe I'm gonna add a dash of poppy seeds in there. This is probably gonna taste very, very delicious. It's a lot of good stuff. The pesto one next to the cheddar one. It's like a sample of the Olive Garden. This one is supposed to be marinara, but I actually had some tomato paste. This is the smallest can of tomato paste. What am I supposed to open this with? Baby teeth? This is crazy. I hope this sticks to the bread. Perhaps the most important thing is the melted butter, because the melted butter is what the bread is going to stick to. So I'm gonna melt the remaining of the butter we used. Yes, I'm aware of how unhinged this looks. So our bread is gonna be ready in literally 3 minutes. So I'm gonna roll the bread in this butter and we're gonna make Minecraft blocks. This is the best day of my life. Step number 5, transfer the dough to a floured surface, punch it down, and using a sharp knife or pizza cutter, divide the dough into 32 separate cubes. First of all, this is the pizza dough reveal. Oh, it's so fluffy. Oh, I cannot wait to punch it. I'm gonna use some flour just to make sure this doesn't stick. Basically fold this onto here, and now we can punch it. And this is supposed to be divided into 32 equal pieces. It's still going to double in size one more time, and I'm just guessing this is kind of the right amount. So this is the pan that I'm going to be using, and I need it to fill around halfway because it's going to double in size and still the toppings. So I think this is a good amount. So I'm going to weigh this. Okay. And no, this is not scales for my bathroom, even though it looks like it. So each of these has to be 24 grams exactly, or 23. These recipes are from a video game. If these squares are not the same, it's not going to read like Minecraft. Like, that's the whole point of Minecraft. All blocks are the same. It doesn't even need flour. Do you see how it just doesn't stick? This cookbook is giving. I know it's the first recipe of many, but I'm impressed so far. So I'm down to my last 2, and this will be 20 different ones, which is how many we need. So in total, we got 20 different ones. I could have done a second batch. This is the moment that I've been waiting all morning. I am going to put together the bread with the different toppings. So I'm gonna grab one of these. We're going to dip it in the butter and then into the toppings, which in this case, it's paprika. Wait, it's already giving Minecraft. And we're gonna put it into the square tin. And if you don't have this, just put them all together and then a slice after. So this is gonna be the tomato paste one. For some reason it does not stick perfectly on here, so that they don't look too similar. For this next one, I'm gonna do poppy seeds. And the biggest challenge here, it's actually not cross-contaminating the other ones. These poppy seeds are flying everywhere. So that one will go on here. Okay, let's do a garlic one on here. We're gonna do a pesto one. These ones don't need butter. We'll go on here. I'm gonna do a cheddar one. Wait, this is starting to be visually very effective. Then a rosemary one. And honestly, at this point, I'm actually not using the butter. I really think this makes it a lot easier. I think I used a lot of olive oil on the dough. That's why. I hope you like rosemary. These are very flavorful. The ratio of flavor per bread is crazy. This is poppy seed and sesame seeds. I'm gonna put it on here. We have a mozzarella cheese one missing. That is all the Minecraft materials. So now I gotta repeat the same thing just one more time, and that will amount to exactly 20. Honestly, I love the look of it. I think this is gonna be really cool. My biggest fear is that these are going to rise too much. While waiting for the dough to rise, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Place the pan in the oven for 30 minutes or until the bread is golden brown. I took so long making this, which is completely worth it because it looks spectacular. Some of them are bubbling up like a focaccia. I need to put this in the oven. These are gonna be too big. I did my best. I'm gonna bake these at 400 Fahrenheit for 30 minutes, and the rest is history. I might burn my house down and show up on the news or something. That's the only way this video will be history. I am praying to Jesus, or the Minecraft servers, that this works. It's only been 16, 17 minutes, but it looks ready because I think I'm cooking them individually. It's a little bit quicker, so I'm just gonna get them out, and I think it's good. But like, I don't wanna, fingers crossed, I don't wanna jinx it. That. Guys, this looks insane. It looks exactly like what you'd expect out of a Minecraft cookbook because it looks like Minecraft blocks, except they're bread. I am speechless. I need to try this. That's what I need to do. My big question is, will we be able to get these out of here? Let's start with like the cheesy one. Are you joking? This is literally an edible Minecraft cube. This not only works, but it blows my mind. And I've seen everything. I've seen every type of recipe, every single one of them. So satisfying. This is the highlight of my year. The way this lines up is hilarious. They really do stack up well. And the very last one, this is crazy. And just for the fun of it, here's the final result from the book, and this is what we produced. I did a better job than the actual cookbook. Where is my cookbook deal? If you're watching this and you're a publisher, let's go. This is where I'm at in life. I have the time. This is so good. This recipe is amazing. There is no better way to start this video than with the inventory bread. Let me ask the audience. This is a square, except it's food. Good morning, babe. I hope you survived the creepers. Your inventory bread breakfast is ready. As if this is my breakfast. I'm eating like a Minecraft player or a medieval king. I don't know which. Which one should we start with? Let me go through. This is like tasting those bougie Ferrero Rocher boxes, you know, when you get to pick which one you want. Let's go for red sand, which is the paprika one. I am really impressed with how this actually does look like the real thing. Why is this the perfect texture of bread? Are you seeing the crumb on this? Why is it Minecraft on the outside and then French patisserie in the center? Like what? I'm gonna go for a tasty one now because it's paprika. Let's go for a cheesy one. This is oak wood. This one is supposed to be a wooden block. Oh my god, that tastes like Brazilian cheese bread, but better? Also, why does that look like the guy from Scream? This is the best bread recipe I've ever done so quickly. Let's go for the pesto one, which is probably my favorite out of all these flavors. It's such... Oh my, this one is so good. This is so good you do not understand. Perfect texture. We're gonna move on to the next recipe, and obviously a lot can happen in this video. It might be that this was just a lucky good recipe here, but so far, this is giving, and so far, I am about to have the best day of my life. This is a recipe for blocks of clay fudge. How can I see this recipe and not make it? I physically am incapable of. Is this slowly becoming eating square foods for a whole day? Yes. Is it intentional? Yes. It says on here, player type builder. That's who I am. I build things. Visually, this is definitely one of my favorite recipes in the whole book. It looks dull and gray, just like the blocks of clay. This only really needs a few ingredients, which I'm very excited about. We're gonna need some vanilla extract, some condensed milk, Oreo cookies, and some white chocolate chips. Line an 8x8 square pan with parchment paper or wax paper. This is 8x8, except the recipe says this is supposed to make 64. How am I going to cut 64 squares out of this? There has to be an easier way to do this. This is what we're doing. So I just used a little bit of water to make sure this sticks. That's pretty good. We need exactly 26 Oreos. 9, 10, 11. So 22, 25, 26. I'll save these for later. Place half of the cookies in a blender or food processor and process 10 seconds or until they make a fine crumb. So let's start with the first half. I also just realized that my food processor is cracked. If there's a blade flying straight to my eyeball, I've done this for long enough. I'm okay with it. Okay, so around 10 seconds. Wait, what? Why was it moving on its own? That's not possible. You're supposed to press the button. Why? You know what? I don't really care. I'm actually okay with it. If the ghost wants to finish cooking for me for the rest of the video, please do. Go ahead. So these are super fine, and to these we're going to add the rest. And these are supposed to be chunky, so we're gonna leave them, just gonna blend them slightly, not too much. Let's say like 3 little... Stop! Stop! What is going on? Wait, why is it not working? I'm so confused. This is so broken. There's still 2 huge cookies in here. I'm just gonna do it with my hands because I don't know what is going on with my blender. Wait, it smells like burnt. Step number 3, place the sweetened condensed milk and salt in a medium saucepan over medium-low heat until it begins to simmer. We're gonna move on to an actual cooking part, which I thought I was gonna use the microwave, to be honest. This is fine, we'll do it. I'm gonna start by opening the condensed milk. So I'm gonna pour the condensed milk onto here. Let's make sure we got the whole thing out. You know what? We need to bring this to a simmer, whatever that means. So we need salt as well, I guess, to cut down all the sugar. I've never had a fudge recipe that I like. This one might change my mind. This is kind of beginning to simmer because listen to this. It's making sticky sounds, so I think we're there. I think I'm gonna lower it. It's on the danger zone right now. I'm 3 seconds away from making brown butter. Add the white chocolate chips. and also the vanilla extract, which is 1 teaspoon. I'm using Mexican vanilla because I tried it recently and now I can't stop using it. It's so delicious. I've never made fudge, as you can see. Please tell me this is not gonna burn. Ooh, that looks like that time I threw up in 2nd grade. Interesting. Oh, that is like fudge. Look at that. Oh my god, it's peeling off from the bottom. Once fully melted, stir the cookie crumbs. Okay, let's do that. Here we've got our fudge, which is solidifying already. It's pretty smooth. Once fully melted and combined, stir in the cookie crumbs. So I'm going to assume it's this whole thing. That's a lot. And now this is when this should become the Minecraft color that we're kind of expecting. I guess it is working, you know. Where's that clay color though? I need that dull gray disappointment shade when you're looking for diamonds under the ocean. Is this supposed to be a little bit chunky? I think I'm gonna stop. It's becoming... Why is it solid? It is kind of working. So far so good. And this should be my last scoop. I don't know if it's luck, but it is working. So I'm gonna try to flatten this as much as I can. Mine is even more realistic than the book, I think. Like, that is clay. Do you see the way it shines? Why does it look like actual clay? It's so weird. And here we've got our fudge. It actually looks like rocks. Something in this cookbook. Let me see the credits for witchcraft. A lot of people make cookbooks without a lot of effort or a lot of testing. These clearly have been tested. Just am doubtful that we're going to be able to cut these into the perfect squares, but we will try. This is going to go in the fridge for 2 hours minimum, and then we should be able to get clean fudge cuts. Every time I say fudge, I feel like I'm cursing. Like, what the is wrong with this book? I'm going to bleep every time I say fudge, just for comedic purposes. I'll show you the result when it's done. Go yourself. It's now been over 2 hours, way more than the required time for the clay fudge. It's time to check on it. The color of it, it looks like stone. Look at this, look at the texture. It's not only solid, but it actually looks like clay. This is so genius. The last step is cut the fudge into 64 squares. I'm so confused. How is this going to amount to 64? I don't know. Oh my god, not this moving as one solid unit. 64 is 8 by 8. So I need to do one in the middle. It does not cut. Oh my god, it's so hard. You just have to spend a lot of time here. Okay. When you cut into it, it looks even more like rock. That looks like a slab of marble. This is like one of those soap cutting videos. So if everything went according to plan, we should be able to get... Oh my god, that literally looks like Minecraft. No, that is literally Minecraft. The texture is perfect. Mine looks more realistic than the one in the book. You could stack these up and create your own Minecraft food creations in real life. Like, you literally could. Some of them on this side have broken, but even when they break, it still looks like rocks. If I told you this is a bag of rocks, would you not believe it? Look at the way they move. I don't even need to add the rock sound effects. Just a bag of rocks. The blocks of clay from the book versus the ones that we made. When I looked at this, I imagined they would be a lot bigger. Now it makes sense how he makes 64. It also makes it look more like a video game food. I already know it's gonna take everything in me not to add weird sound effects to this video, especially when I'm about to eat one of these. Raphael, that's now sitting down editing this video. I can't stop imagining the sound, it's in my head. This is so good. Never in my life I've ever enjoyed fudge. This is like Oreo, fudge, clay, crack. Since when can they craft crack on Minecraft? Minecraft. This is so delicious. I have no words. I said this was gonna be something I'm gonna snack on throughout the day, but actually I'm gonna snack on the whole plate right now. It reminds me of something cozy from my childhood. Maybe like ice cream a little bit? I'm very excited for what else is coming today. These will never get old. I'm hearing it in my head. The Minecraft suspicious stew. There was never a second option for lunch other than this suspicious stew. To me, this is the most iconic food in the game. If you've crafted this before, you know that it's very unpredictable. You can craft it in a lot of different ways, and it's actually not very easy to craft. But when you do, if you use the wrong flour, you can get sick. You can get blind. Is this the one-day blindness stew? If you know, you know. This is a lot of lore to explain. But you can actually get blindness from this stew. You can go blind from eating it. And we're gonna make sure we use the right flours. And do not use the lily of the valley. Nothing good will come out of that one. From personal experience, don't craft that. So for the ingredients, we need a bunch of vegetables that are supposed to be chopped already or diced. I don't know what the difference is. So the first ingredient is 1 yellow onion diced. If you think you have good self-esteem, try dicing an onion on the internet. Everybody and their grandma, honestly, even the ones that are dead, they come back from the grave, comment on it. Why am I stressed already? This is the way I was taught how to do it. And by taught, we both know, I mean cooking mama. I'm gonna do the same on this side. Then I usually go like this. Okay, not bad. You know what? Pretty okay with that. It's a little chunky, but it is a stew. Is it perfect? Honestly, kind of, yeah. Definitely under my standards. There is nothing more satisfying than chopping a bunch of vegetables for a recipe and then lining them up like this, like perfectly in rows. For me, it was either YouTube or Serial Killer. 8 ounces of mushrooms, like these brown kind of mushrooms, you know, the wild ones. This is what's gonna make it look like a Minecraft recipe. It's giving artisanal. So these are just supposed to be cut in half. You want them chunky for that poisonous stew look. We got the chunky mushrooms. What else? These are gold potatoes, but they're the tiny ones, so I'm gonna cut them in half. Actually, I'm gonna cut them in quarters. I believe this is a vegan recipe, at least so far it is. So if you're vegan, please don't say that I never think of you guys. I always think of you guys. Potatoes, mushrooms, onions, and then 1 carrot that is supposed to be diced. Perfect. That looks like a dessert at a wedding. Charcuterie board for the young vegan professional. Okay, so according to the book, we're supposed to cook this in a Dutch oven. This is a Dutch oven. What is a Dutch oven? An oven that speaks Dutch. So we're starting by adding just the onion. I'm just gonna do it with my hands. Trying to avoid the mushrooms. And to this, we're supposed to add 1 tablespoon of canola oil. All these oils that people use here in America, I've never heard these names. In Europe, at least with my family, we use either butter or olive oil. And we always use olive oil for literally everything. 1 tablespoon of canola oil, whatever this is. Warning, oil will catch fire if overheated. Damage or serious burns may result. By the way, I'm gonna send 5 of these to you guys because I think you're gonna have fun with it. We're supposed to saute this for 6 minutes. We just want to get this going first. So we're supposed to do this for around 6 minutes. And it smells nice. Something about onions and oil, immediately hungry. So let's start with the carrots. It's getting a little spicy, the heat, so I'm just gonna add everything at once. We're also supposed to add 4 cloves of garlic, and I got this garlic, it's in pouches. Why does it squirt like that? Look. This is crazy. Also, this is way too much garlic, right? Oh, I'm gonna smell like garlic for 3 weeks. Not me trying to clean up the extra garlic. I'm assuming we need some liquid. It is getting toasty in the bottom. Add the broth, tomato paste, and soy sauce and lentils. 4 cups of vegetable broth, which seems like a lot. Let's do 1 cup, 2 cups, 3. Oh, it's basically the whole thing. 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm doing 2 hefty spoons, just personal tastes. I would drink a glass of soy sauce if I could. So I'm using these lentils that come in a can. This is supposed to be half a cup of lentils. Okay, so half a cup of lentils. And that is our 1-day blinding stew. I'm gonna mix this. That looks exactly the same as in the book. I'm looking at the photo. It looks pretty similar. Also, because of the chunky vegetables, it looks like medieval food. It looks like Minecraft food. So I'm gonna do a little bit of salt and pepper just to taste, and a lot of pepper as well. So I'm gonna let this cook, and then we're gonna finish this off with some greens on top. Add the greens of choice, chopped greens, but it doesn't specifically mention which ones. That sounds like the kind of thing they would say, so we add the wrong one. This is how we get poisoned. Who wrote this book? Tara, I will see you in court. So this is around 1 cup of spinach, so I'm going to just chop this up. I don't think anyone is actually measuring a cup of vegetables. And I'm just gonna add this in the end and then just fold it in until it's all wilted? Babe, wake up! Your suspicious stew has just finished brewing. I've been having the most amazing day thanks to that book. I will give away 5 of those books just for how much fun I'm having at the end of the video. And that is our suspicious stew. It looks like Minecraft food. I'm just gonna add the spinach on top. This was supposed to cook for a little bit longer, but I like my spinach like I like my hate comments on YouTube. Al dente. Hard to swallow. So I'm just gonna mix this in now. We really made suspicious stew. Could I tempt you with 1 scoop of suspicious stew? On one side, the suspicious stew from Minecraft Cookbook, and here, the one that we made. If this is intended to be poisonous, I'm gonna kiss the server goodbye. It's a good consistency for a stew. I like one that is chunky and full, not just water. I like a lot of stuff. And this one gets you a lot of stuff in every single bite. So let's give it a try. That's good. I didn't expect it to actually taste good. I thought, too suspicious. The best part, I think, is the broth. It's so rich. There's basically no water in this. Everything was cooked in stock, in tomato sauce. Now I'm thinking I actually want to try as many recipes today as I physically can. Every single one of them has paid off so far. The Creeper Cleanse, the most iconic character in the entirety of the Minecraft world. I don't care what your opinion is, that is my opinion. When I first started playing Minecraft, I actually thought it was a horror game because of the creeper. I thought a Creeper Cleanse would be nice halfway through the day. Banish that creeper vibe from your mind with this green lemonade-like concoction. It's a great way to respawn your day on a better note. Coconut water, juice of a lemon, spinach, apple, celery, ginger root, and honey. According to the recipe, we need 1 apple that is cored and sliced. For some reason, I hate cutting apples. I had 2 types of apples in my fridge, and I'm not entirely sure if this one is the golden or the green one because I'm colorblind. They're both the same color. Wait a second. Oh man, I'm removing too much. I know my mom is screaming at the screen right now. I think that's what they mean by cored, right? Just remove the core. Just a snack. Quality control. Quality is good. So I'm just using these celery sticks because I already had them in the fridge. 4 of them, perfect. 1 small knob of ginger. Is knob a measurement? I'm so confused. That looks like a knob. I'm so bad at peeling things. My knives are extremely sharp, which makes sealing things really difficult. I love when stuff is spicy. I could drink a gallon of ginger shots. This seems like a lot. I'm okay with it. So this is supposed to be 1/4 cup of lemon juice, which is this much. So I'm gonna throw in the apple, celery, ginger, a whole lot of spinach, lemon juice. For the main liquid for our juice, it's actually coconut water. Oh, it's got chunks in it. So it's supposed to be 1 cup of coconut water, which is basically the whole can. 1 cup of coconut water. And 1 tablespoon of honey. I'm gonna guess, but I'm gonna go towards more than less because my apple was actually not very sweet. That's pretty good. Place all the ingredients except for the ice in a blender and blend for 2 minutes. Every single time I need to make a smoothie, this just does not cooperate. But this is not on this side. Guys, this is so dumb. It is what it is. I'm gonna lock this, and this is supposed to blend for 2 minutes. The second step is to strain this. It looks so liquid and perfectly blended already. Actually, there's some chunks kind of showing up now, but it's really not bad. I'm gonna use this big cup that came with the blender. I've literally never used this before. This is what people take to the gym with those Nesquik milkshakes. Let's go for a ridiculous amount of ice, because I don't think we made that much juice. This is huge, but it's the only one I've got, so am I gonna make a mess? Probably. Why is there smoke? Why is this hot? Can someone explain to me in the comment section why this is giving broccoli soup? Why is it giving Panera bread? Hopefully this works. I need to pour this so slowly, but it is working. Is it though? I need a spoon. This is not as easy as I thought. Not only you get a good amount of smoothie actually, that's Pretty good. You also get forbidden Minecraft soup, the creeper when the daylight hits. I'm gonna get this out of here and we're gonna taste this. And this is the Creeper Clan's book version versus the one we made. I think it looks the same. I mean, it's a pretty simple recipe. When I hear the creeper approaching. I don't really have a straw because I don't hate the dolphins. I'm just kidding, I actually forgot to put it in my grocery list. Let's try it. It's in the name, it's cleansing. It could have a little bit more honey, just a little more sweetness, but I think it's something to do with my apples. This book is not failing me. So cheers, and if you want to try this, you will not regret it. The mushroom burger. So in Minecraft, a mushroom is a specific type of cow that is covered in mushrooms. I don't even think, even though it looks like a cow, it's a cow. There's no milk coming out. There's mushrooms too. So they did exactly that. This is half mushroom, half beef. If you think about it, a cow that is half mushroom, half beef sounds kind of delicious. So let's do it. This is going to be kind of our dinner. There's many items for my dinner, so I have to start early and then we're gonna curate everything. This is gonna make sense. Get a drink, get something to eat. Enjoy the video. This is for me to stress. You're good. Step number 1, mix the ground beef, truffle salt, and black pepper in a bowl. Form it into 4 patties and set aside. This is supposed to be half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of truffle salt, which seems low, so I'm gonna be generous. I love the flavor of truffle, and I know this is probably not made with real truffle. I mean, obviously it isn't, because it's sold at Walmart, but I like it just the same. 1 pound of ground beef, 10% fat, so that's pretty lean, right? Definitely not gross. I love this step. Suddenly I'm mixing the mushroom cow with my own hands. Dark stuff. We're supposed to divide this into 4, which is roughly like this much. I have no idea why this is so juicy. It's kind of strange. I'm gonna try to make it round and pretty and professional because the photo for this one, it's giving. Okay, so 1. It's like Play-Doh except it's the remains of a living creature. This is not one of the things that keeps me up at night. On the daily. Nothing to see, just a silly YouTube video. Okay, this one's gonna be a little bit bigger. And this is the last one, but because I've done a bad job at portioning, I actually could make a miniature one now. Pretty happy with this. The only other thing I'm gonna do is add a little bit more pepper. I just don't think it has enough, and a little bit more garlic salt. We're gonna prepare the mushroom part of the recipe, which is a topping for the burger. So we need half of 1 onion. How do you divide it in half? I don't know. What's up with that onion pudding? Seriously, what is up with this? There is nothing more annoying when you're eating a burger and you get a huge chunk of onion that is not fully cooked. You either eat it or you remove it and you feel like you're missing out on the experience. And these here, I'm just gonna slice them like this. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm okay with this. So I'm gonna set this aside. Next up, we need the mushrooms. 8 ounces of mushrooms, which is roughly how much I've got here. And yes, I did wash them. We're also gonna move this aside. We need some cheese, Swiss shredded cheese, but I believe they use sliced, but it's fine, it's the same thing. We need 3 tablespoons of butter. So we're gonna keep that on here. And the only other thing we need is 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. A generous tablespoon, 3 in total. But this will cook down and I think it will become kind of like a glaze. You know when it gets like thick? This is the mushroom part of the mushroom cow burger. This is very confusing. I'm pretty certain we've got everything we need in here. Melt the butter in a large skillet, add the mushrooms, onion, balsamic vinegar, salt and pepper, and saute for 7 to 10 minutes. We're gonna start with the butter. So because this is not non-stick, I am scared of it because it burns literally everything, and once it's stuck to it, it's over. Okay, let me do all the mushrooms. Something in me really wants to just cook this and then deglaze it with the vinegar. This is not what the recipe is saying. Balsamic vinegar. That makes my eyes burn. I'm gonna cook this for 7 to 10 minutes and I will show you the result. Oh my god, why is my eyes burning? I put too much vinegar. Pepper. And we're gonna cook this for 10 minutes. It smells delicious, it looks delicious, but I need this sauce, you see, I need this to reduce. I need this to be more like thick. The sauce basically disappeared, like all the vinegar and the butter. It's mixed with the vegetables. So we're supposed to basically remove this and just keep it warm. The interesting thing about the next step is that we're supposed to cook the burgers in here, in the exact same skillet, without adding any kind of olive oil, butter. This is gonna burn. There ain't no way. They wanna watch me burn down my kitchen. So this is fully cooked now, so I'm gonna set it aside. And we're going to move on to the burger part of the recipe. Adjust the skillet to high heat and add the patties and cook for 6 to 8 minutes on each side until the internal temperature, you know what, I don't really care about the internal temperature. I'm sure it'll be fine. These have been resting. I don't know what that means, but I've seen people talk about meat resting. So I'm gonna add all 4 burgers. I'm just scared this is going to burn, that's all. And now I guess we wait. It's been 7 minutes. This is getting very, very hot. I'm getting scared something's gonna catch on fire here. You know what, this is fine. Ooh, this one looks good. They look a little bit on the overside. I'm gonna let them cook on this side or until the internal temperature reaches whatever it's supposed to be. I can squash them down a little bit more because they are tiny. So they've officially cooked for 7 minutes on each side. So we're gonna add the cheese and then we're gonna cover it just to make sure that it melts. I'm gonna try to be precise here, but it's difficult because this is shredded cheese. You know what, that looks pretty good. I feel like SpongeBob right now. And you know, if you want to watch a SpongeBob recipes video, I will do it too. Just let me know in the comment section and I will do it. So I'm gonna cover it just to make sure that it melts completely and also that it fully cooks in the center. Okay, so these have officially finished cooking and let's have a look. That looks so good. I stand corrected. The whole thing worked out. Cooking them on here actually made sense. It just looks like it's bursting with flavor. Why are they so juicy? If they are cooked, this is going to be a slam dunk. Oh, it's beautiful on the other side. The cheese is still melted. Okay, let's move on to the next step. Let's make the sauce for the burgers before we assemble everything. This is gonna be amazing. Traumatic cooking event check. I was reading the recipes and then it got down to toast the burger buns. And I'm like, what burger buns? And then I looked at the image. Oh, those burger buns. The ones that are not listed on the ingredients. You know when you buy ingredients for a recipe, you look at the ingredient lists and you expect it to all be in here. But it wasn't. So now I had to pay $20 for somebody on Instacart to deliver 1 packet of buns to my house. This is fine. So the next step is to make what they call a garlic aioli sauce, which is going to be the sauce for the burger. This burger has a lot of steps, I'm not gonna lie. It really has to taste good. So we need 2 tablespoons of mayo. This is just a funny anecdote. When you buy mayo in America, you can't just search mayo. You have to search for real mayo because some of the mayo is not real. There is an imposter. What's up with that? So this one is real mayo. This is supposed to be, I guess, enough sauce for 4 of the burgers that we made. So 1, 2, 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. This is around 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. So I'm just gonna, you never know which way they're gonna squeeze out. 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. And salt and pepper. It's actually kind of easy. At this point, I just want to eat my mushroom burgers. I started this feeling bad for the mushroom cows. I don't really care anymore. I had a whole villain origin story making these burgers. It's not a huge amount. If it tastes good, I'm willing to forgive. You know what? Oh, that smells. Wow, I can't believe aioli was that easy. All the times I paid the $8 at hipster restaurants to get that side of aioli, that millennial fee. And that is our garlic aioli, which is essentially 4 ingredients. Oh, that's good. I cannot believe it's that easy. I'm learning so much in this video. So I'm gonna start with some of the garlic aioli that we made. Then it says on here to place arugula. It's also not on the ingredients list. That is a little bit annoying. I've got some spinach at home, so I'm gonna use some spinach. Even if I use the biggest one I have, it's still too small. Maybe I'm gonna go with 2 of the smallest ones next to each other. It's giving. You're supposed to add 1/4 of this mixture onto the burgers. 1/4 of this mixture will simply not fit in here, but it will fit in my stomach and I will be spooning this. This smells so good. And then we're gonna top it up with the brioche bun. That looks rich, that looks expensive, like everything's so shiny. I cannot wait to bite into this. And here we've got a side-by-side of the burger from the book and ours. I think the biggest difference is they used one of those miniature burger buns, but the ingredients and everything else should be the same. Let's try this mushroom cow burger. I'm not somebody who usually gets a burger, but if I went to your restaurant and I saw your Minecraft mushroom burger, I would definitely get it. Oh my god, there is so much flavor here. It tastes expensive. That actually makes perfect sense because the mushrooms are impossible to find on Minecraft, and this flavor is impossible to find on everyday life, in my kitchen at least. It is so juicy and wet and messy. It's almost like the kind of burger you'd eat on a plate, but the flavors are insane. This is a 10 out of 10 burger. If this went on a competition against a bearded, plaid shirt, groomed mustache, Lumineer listening millennial chef, this would be the winner. That's all you need to know about a burger. I 100% approve of this. Baked potato bites. Minecraft style, of course. Potatoes is probably the food you eat the most on Minecraft, so there was no other way. This was going to make it. Step number 1, preheat the oven to 375. I've done it. Step number 2, you're gonna scrub the potatoes clean. Supposed to be using some red potatoes for this. I don't have anything to scrub them with. I mean, I do have a scrub, but I use it for the dishes. No. I'm gonna try and make sure all my potatoes are exactly the same. So we're just going to wash this. I need the water to be really hot because these have to be clean because we're gonna eat the outside. This potato is not looking great. There's no need to scrub. It will be fine. Okay, I'm gonna line up the 12 potatoes. Hopefully I have space on here. Wait, am I missing one potato? I don't know what happened to the other potato. It's somewhere rolling around in the kitchen. Potato? Place in a large bowl with the olive oil and the sea salt. I'm not going to place them in the bowl, I'm just going to coat them. You just use more olive oil, but it ends up being the same thing. Okay, this is fine. And then we're going to salt them. I like this recipe because it doesn't involve boiling the potatoes first. I am going to put them in the oven at 375 for 30 minutes. The urge to Google whether potatoes can explode in the oven or not, because it's loud. I'm already going to pre-measure and kind of pre-mix all the stuff that's going to go in the filling of the potatoes. Half a cup of cheddar cheese. So I'm using a triple cheddar kind of blend, which is around, wait. Not me having psychic powers, that was perfect. So half a cup of cheddar, a quarter of a cup of bacon bits. I looked it up and bacon bits is like a thing in America. You can buy bacon that is pre-cooked. It's very confusing. It's almost like a seasoning, which is also the equivalent of 3 strips of bacon. I'm gonna go biblically accurate. This is a quarter of a cup. I mean, there's no going wrong with this. Half a cup of sour cream. I'm not the biggest fan of sour cream. I've just never really learned how to like this. There we go. Half a cup of sour cream. And that is going to be essentially the filling that we're gonna mix in with the potatoes. The only other thing I'm adding is the chives. It's a little bit slimy, but it will be fine. I mean, this looks pretty good. And here we've got our red potatoes. 30 minutes, and then I let them rest for 15 minutes just so that it's not too hot. They feel not fully cooked. So I'm not sure if this is gonna taste good. Position the potatoes so that they're all sitting on their widest side. Using a small spoon, scoop out the insides of each potato. I'm gonna say this much. I'm gonna use this spoon because it seems kind of perfect. These don't feel fully cooked, but I wanna believe this is gonna work. That is under. I followed the instructions, but I'm kind of tempted to taste this and see if it's cooked. It's definitely al dente. Should I cook them a little bit longer? Yes. Take 2. These have now cooked for an hour. If this doesn't work, I'm just gonna give up on this recipe. It could come down to the size of the potatoes. We're going to slice the top. Okay, that works. I'm gonna do my best at scooping these potatoes without them falling apart, which not the easiest thing in the world. So we're supposed to leave a layer of potato still around. Oh man, I don't want to get too ambitious here. Could I still take it a little bit further? Maybe. It's a good hole. You can still enjoy the potato on the outside. It will still taste amazing. By the end, we should have a substantial amount of potato here. We're gonna keep our surprise hollow potatoes here. Some of these potatoes are a little bit tougher, but maybe we'll soften up with the butter. I'm just gonna keep scooping potato until I'm done with all of them. These might seem like tedious work, but it's surprisingly quick, and if you overly harvest your potato, it's still fine. Like, it doesn't fall apart. Like, I kind of overdid this one, and it's still okay. And as you can see, it's pretty forgiving. Every single one of them, you kind of just have to feel the potato hole and see how much it gives. But it's entirely possible. This was not very difficult. Okay, so to the potato, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And this is what's going to make it creamy, I'm assuming. And we're supposed to just blend this, but not too much, because apparently it can become gluey according to the recipe. So I do want to leave them fluffy. So now we're gonna add the cheddar, the sour cream, and the bacon and the chives. So all of this, oh, this is gonna be so good. You know what? I take back everything I said about the bacon pieces, the sour cream. So good. I want to eat it already. This is like potato salad, except potato salad is kind of healthy and this one will just give you a heart attack. A couple spoons of this and you will respawn to your next lifetime. I think I'm just going to use my hands for this. Okay, maybe I'm going to fill them up a little bit more. Oh, I know this is going to be so good. This is pretty easy to do. I actually just realized I'm gonna have loads of leftover filling, but this is a plus for me. This video so far, it's been a great day of amazing snacks. It looks good. It kind of looks like stuffed mushrooms, but I'm colorblind, so. Okay, so we're gonna place them back on the baking tray because these are going to bake one more time. They do need it. They need another like 10 minutes in the oven. Okay. We're gonna sprinkle some cheese on top. This is what's gonna make this super crunchy. It's gonna make it look better and add some texture. And that is the last step. I don't really care about health at this stage. Let's just go all the way. Chef, blast it in the oven for another 10 minutes and serve it to me on a silver plate. And here we've got our Minecraft baked potato bites. And I guess this is optional, is to sprinkle some chives. For reference, here's what we made versus the book. I'm gonna say that we nailed it. Just my potatoes are slightly bigger, which explains doubling the cooking time. I cannot wait to bite into this. There's something about the cheese here in America that just makes food look so appetizing because it's so yellow and artificial looking, but it makes it appetizing to me, in my head. Like in a fast food, when you're pulling up to the drive-thru kind of way, YouTube thumbnail kind of way. Artificial, but very appetizing. Kind of what I expected from this video, actually. I'm not sure if it's me, if I've just become really good at following instructions, which I did not expect for me. This is not something I've been intentionally manifesting. In my head, I'm still the same chaotic mess, but clearly not, because the stuff is coming out exactly the same. Let's give it a try. I don't know if it's because the sour cream sat at room temperature for a dangerous amount of time. I was like kind of concerned about it, but there's a tanginess that has been achieved. It is so creamy and buttery. My mouth is salivating. I literally cannot finish the sentence. Why am I giving them so much free promo? Don't buy the book, I'll send it to you. Enter my giveaway instead at the end of the video. There's still a bite to the outside, but then it's super creamy in the center. To me, this would be the perfect appetizer or a side dish to like a main meal. I'm just gonna eat my potato. This is a recipe for the cake from Minecraft, and the square strawberry is killing me. This is the most iconic food from Minecraft. I think yep, it's right there in the cover. This recipe is truly made in the style of Minecraft because they even make their own buttercream all from scratch. It's a video game. We don't have to craft the stuff from scratch. I'm not going to be making buttercream, that's for sure. I am going to use the stuff from a container. Imagine if the fluffiest, most delicious vanilla cake you've ever had is from a Minecraft cookbook. That would be kind of interesting to explain to people on your birthday every year. So we're going to start with making the cake. Beat the butter and the sugar together in a mixer. So the recipe asks for 3/4 cups of unsalted butter. I believe it's 1.5 sticks. I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. This is softened butter. That's obviously a must, otherwise it's not going to cream. 1.5 cups of sugar. I bought sugar specifically for this. So we're doing 1 cup and then 1/2 cup. On the book, they actually do this very professionally. You know when you make a layered cake and you have 2 separate pans that are identical? I have one of everything. So I'm gonna do a rectangle and cut it in half, and then it'll be a square. So you only need to bake it 1 time. I don't have the whisk attachment for my KitchenAid, so I'm actually gonna use this one. Let's put this in. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing. I think my butter is a little bit too cold because this is not supposed to look like this. It's supposed to look way better blended, but it'll be fine. I'm just gonna add the eggs. So these are 3 eggs that are supposed to be at room temperature. Oops. How are eggs $15 and still so frail? At least give me some premium egg. It's gonna fix all my life problems. 3 eggs. It's looking like forbidden omelet. Wait, because that's looking perfect. Look at this. Maybe a little bit more. Next up, we're gonna do 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So 1 and then half. And you know, I always use Mexican vanilla. I don't really know what it is, just something about it. If Mexican vanilla has 0 fans, then I'm dead. So this looks nice and creamy, so we're going to move on. These are the dry ingredients. So this is 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and to this, I'm gonna add 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2. So this is going to be the dry mixture. Baking is more stressful because you have to like read every step like twice. Because if you mess up, there's like a science to it, you know? This is 1.25 cups of milk. I'm just using regular 2% milk. We're going to alternate between the dry and the wet until it's fully combined. You're supposed to add around half of the dry all at once, and then half of the milk at the same time. Imagine if this is like the best cake ever, and I'm gonna be having this for my birthday. That would be fun. There's a couple lumps in there, but you know what? That's never usually a problem in cakes. You never eat a cake and think, oh, it's lumpy. It just works out. So I guess we're gonna add the remaining now. It's pretty smooth, couple exceptions here and there, but I think it's because the butter was kind of cold. For this next part, we're supposed to split this into 2 parts and bake one and then the other. But we're not that professional, so we're not gonna do that. Instead of using 2 8x8s, we're using an 8x16. At this point, let me move the book away because I do not want to get this book sprayed with Pam, my coworker Pam. So I'm going to pour the batter onto here. And if I think this is too much batter, I'm just not going to use the entire thing. But actually, I think this is about right. I already know that my cakes always rise in the center, so I'm going to push the batter all the way to the sides. But the batter looks good. It looks like those kind of cakes that you make from a box. It does not smell particularly of anything, so I'm not sure if this is going to be the most amazing. But we'll see. Let's go for baking time. 25 to 30 minutes or until the toothpick comes out clean. 25 to 30 minutes, 350 Fahrenheit. Here goes nothing. The reason why we're trying this is because I am really looking forward to the square Minecraft strawberries. You can really see it on this one. I am going to do that in preparation already while the cake finishes cooking. We're gonna square up some strawberries. Somehow exactly how I expected my adult life to turn out. I'm gonna attempt to cut these into squares. For this to be a square, I have to remove the sides. Then here as well. Oh my god, not me actually making a square out of it. And now if we slice these, we should get Minecraft strawberry squares. This is art. This is actual art. We've reached silly levels that we've never reached before. Why are we squaring up a strawberry? Why are we doing this? This one I'm just gonna give up on it. Maybe the blocks was the friends we made along the way, you know? My cake's not gonna be huge, so I'm going to assume this will have to be sufficient. You know what? It is kind of what it's giving. I'm going to show you something and then you tell me, am I having unrealistic expectations for my product? I bought a product called Premium Rolled Fondant. Let me show the audience. Am I crazy for expecting this to come rolled out? But it doesn't. You have to roll it out yourself. It's just sugar. So this is going to be basically the topping of the cake. So I'm just going to roll this out, but I don't have that kind of skill. You need patience and talent. We've had a shortage, but I think it'll work out actually. I'm going to do this and then I'm going to put it in the fridge for a little bit to make sure it doesn't melt. I love how I'm doing this without any indication of the size of the cake yet. I'm just guessing. How do they curve the fondant around the edges? I've never seen that being done. That doesn't even make sense. These are going to be the squares that kind of go around the cake. It might not make sense right now, but it will make sense. If I remove this and then we go like this, square, 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 square. And these will be the little cubes that go around the cake. I'm gonna go to bed tonight and I'm gonna dream of squares. This will work out. Manifesting. Wait, manifesting. I did something. So that will be the top of the cake. And here we've got our cake that is now fully cooled down. I waited for it to cool down because we're gonna be working with frosting. There's a lot going on. Ooh. It's a little bit of a shame that there's a bit of a dome on top. Also, how do I get rid of this now? It's soft, but it's good enough for you to use as a 3D decoration. So I do think this turned out pretty good. I want exactly this. I love the texture of the cake. I think the crumb is gonna be amazing. That turned out perfect. I'm just gonna remove a little bit of the topping. Okay, I don't wanna take too much. I will be snacking on this. So in the book, they actually make their own strawberry reduction, but it's okay as long as the flavor is there. So this will be the middle of the cake. I'm not gonna get too close to the edges. I'm gonna place this one. It's kind of giving square, right? If you squint your eyes. If you change the Minecraft, if you connect to a server in North Korea. So they actually only frost this part of the cake, the top, which is a little bit weird. Professional bakers actually freeze their cakes before they frost them. That's why this never works out. This looks nothing like the Minecraft one. I am going to place this on top of the cake. I'm gonna add these little squares to the side. Because if this was pixelated, this is kind of what I'd want from it, you know? That makes it look better, right? And this is where we're at. One more on here. I don't even know why I'm looking at the image as if there's anything to save here. This obviously does not look like the one from the image, but I do have a theory that if we pixelated this cake right now in editing, I do think it would look similar to the cookbook. What do we think? It does look like something from Minecraft. I will give myself that credit. Mine is definitely messy and somehow the elements are there, and we will taste whether this is a worthy vanilla cake of your time. Also, now we're talking. Now it kind of looks like it. I'm gonna slice into it. I don't really care. I'm just gonna do it at this stage. All I'm really here to check out is the texture of the sponge cake. It looks exactly the same as in the book. I'm gonna show you this slice and you're not gonna believe how ridiculously similar it looks to the actual book. I'm trying to get just the vanilla cake because I just wanna know. Oh, I love the texture of it. Very buttery. It's a classic birthday cake. It is good. If I went to your birthday and you had this cake, I'd be like, work, like literally, where do you work? At a bakery? Because definitely not up to the same standard as the savory recipes that we've tried. This tastes like a pound cake. You know that cake that is like a pound of butter, a pound of sugar, a pound of flour? It can be a pound of eggs. It tastes like that. It's quite dense and boring. I'm gonna add Minecraft sounds to make this more bearable. Noodle caves. Immediately they had me at the name Noodle caves, but also that looks pretty damn delicious. But the real reason why I'm gonna add this recipe to this video, if you wanna make something that is quick and it doesn't have a lot of ingredients, it doesn't cost as much money as some of the other recipes, this would be a good one because it's mostly cheese and pasta. This is something that I would very much make for myself at 11:30 p.m. and then crash out until the next day. Too real. Bring a large pot of salted water to a boil and add the bucatini and cook according to the package instructions. Apparently this is bucatini pasta. I actually didn't find this at Walmart. My local Walmart, when I typed in bucatini, they were like, go to Italy and buy it yourself, you pretentious. And then it's butter and Romano cheese, Parmesan cheese. That's essentially it. This is pretty simple. They made this recipe because Minecraft names the caves after cheese, spaghetti, and noodles. Huh. The recipe asks to use 16 ounces of bucatini, which is exactly 1 pound in one of these containers. So we're gonna put this in here. We're going to heavily salt this and we're gonna give it 9 minutes. While the bucatini is cooking, start making the cacio e pepe. Melt the butter in a large saucepan on medium heat. Add the black pepper and allow it to toast for 1 minute. So this is a 1/4 cup of butter. To the butter, we're supposed to add 2 teaspoons of black pepper. And black pepper is basically the only seasoning in this recipe. 2 teaspoons sounds crazy. It's like 100 times doing this. I'm gonna be here all day. This is crazy. Okay, that's around 1 teaspoon, I think. Fun fact, I've actually never had cacio e pepe. Minecraft continuously bringing new experiences to my life. This is supposed to toast now. Ooh, it's starting to sizzle. Okay, it's starting to sizzle too much. I'm not that confident. This smell is blowing my mind right now because it's only 2 ingredients and it's so effective. When the bucatini is finished cooking, do not drain the pasta. Just remove the pot from the heat and take 1 cup of the pasta water. I think this is ready. As you can see, it's very toasty. So we're gonna get 1 cup of the pasta water. This sounds insane. And this is gonna make a sauce. Oh my God. I can't see. I'm trying to stop you guys from getting fogged up, but it's not working. This is what I get from wanting to show you the best angles, really bringing you into the pot. So the pasta is basically finished cooking now, so I'm gonna switch it off. To this, we're supposed to add half a cup of Romano cheese and half a cup of Parmesan cheese. I'm using a blend of Parmesan and Romano cheese, so I'm just gonna add a full cup of this. If you're doing separate, it's 50-50. That is a lot of cheese. Of course it's gonna become a delicious sauce. This goes onto here. Stir until the mixture makes a smooth sauce. It is definitely a sauce. It's become very, very thick. It's kind of giving Oreo, and I'm confused. Why is it so difficult to move pasta? This pasta is so slippery. I'm literally not gonna be able to do this. Okay, now we're supposed to toss this. Oh, that's gonna be so good. I think we need a little bit more pasta water. Just a little, tiny little bit. I understand why this is the noodle caves, because you really gotta dig, find that sauce and bring it up to the surface. I hate wasting stuff. I gotta scoop every pan, every pot. To finish it off, we're gonna add another cup of cheese. So it's, once again, half a cup of Romano and half a cup of Parmesan. And then it also says you can add some vegetables. No, I'm okay. It's been a long day. I deserve this. This is gonna be my treat. And now we're gonna mix this. I'm doing this with 2 hands. Oh my God. Do you see this? I want to grab my bowl of pasta and just go to my bedroom and just enjoy this. I'm gonna try to plate it kind of how they've done. They've done like this twisting effect, which I thought was really, really cool. My Parmesan and my Romano cheese, I don't think are the best quality because they're like Walmart gray value. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy things just because it's not Parmesan Reggiano. They look slightly different, mostly the presentation. I don't care because the smell in here, this is the kind of snack that I need before I go to bed after a full day of filming the most unhinged recipes from Minecraft. If we twisted this more, I swear this would look exactly the same. My cheese is more plasticky. Okay, let's give it a try. I'm kind of obsessed with bucatini, a thick spaghetti. That is so creamy, so peppery. Oh my God. This is the kind of stuff that, like, when you're not thinking of like getting your vegetables, getting your protein, you just want to enjoy food and watch like the worst TV show you can imagine or the worst YouTube videos you can imagine. This was amazing. This was an amazing day. I strongly recommend this book. I really do. I think the recipes are well written. There's been only a few things, ingredients that were missing. I think a lot of people buy these books and don't actually follow the recipes. And I do, that's why I noticed them. I'm gonna do a giveaway of 5 of these books. So all you have to do is like the video, be subscribed to the YouTube channel, be a subscriber. That is bare minimum. And comment down below your Instagram so I can message you and send you the book. I can send you the money for the book as well, which I often do. 5 of you, that's 5 times the chances of a normal giveaway. So don't waste it. If you want this free book, leave it down below. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Switch the notifications on. If I make another one of these fictional video game, TV show cookbooks, I would love to do it. Honestly, I've got all the time in the world and I'm here. I love you. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you on my next video. Bye bye.